All right, welcome to the first module of Golden Funnel Astrology. I just made that up. So, that was perfect. So, what we're going to do today, we're going to go over astrology like we promised. So, what astrology is, I want to talk about this. Astrology, for me, just to give you some backstory, I thought astrology was completely woo woo. I just didn't believe in it because how are the stars going to tell me who I am? Now it's been way more popular in recent years, and so it came a long way. It's so popular to the point where everybody knows they sun, moon, rising almost. So with that being said, we really want to deep dive into what astrology really is. I'm not going to bore you with all of the details. I'm going to teach you the fundamentals. And what it's going to do is it is going to help you understand and appreciate yourself and understand why you do what you do. And it's also going to help you narrow down areas of awareness that you need areas of awareness on that will allow you to work in an easier way, more fluid way that's more in alignment with you. So if you try to, I'm gonna give an example. So one of my mentors explained this to me. The reason this is important is this: your brain lets off vibration. Your DNA lets off vibration. And you're wired a certain way. So you have to understand that. Your brain lets off vibration based on what thoughts you think. Your DNA lets off vibration based on your ancestry. And then your wiring of your mind is just built in like that. It's just how you are. You're wired a certain way. This is the reason why some people can be very talented in art. Some people get just out of the womb. They're just good at it. Better at math, better at social circumstances, because you're wired a certain way. So understand this. If you try, this is where failure comes from, is why it's important. If you try to do a task, let's say you just want to make $1 million, and you say, I am going to make $1 million. It's what I believe in. I'm gonna make $1 million. But you're not wired for business. And then you try to go in and do a business, you're totally out of alignment with yourself. So you have counter intentions. You have vibrations that are opposite to what you're asking to do and what you're trying to do. So you're literally fighting against your own neurology, your own wiring. So as you're going forward, it's taking you back, it's pressing you back equally. That's the dip, and you will never succeed. But if you can align yourself with the way you actually are naturally, which is what this allows you to do with more consciousness, more awareness, you can wire yourself for anything. Can you imagine wiring yourself in the way you're designed to be wired, to have maximum happiness, the most fulfilling relationships, the most successful endeavors, because you are totally in alignment with exactly who you are? You can do that consciously, without guesswork, without trying to figure it out on your own. This is going to help you do that. This is what astrology is going to do. So I'm going to teach you the basics. Let's dive into it. What you're going to learn is the fundamentals. The fundamentals of astrology are 6. Planets. What are planets? Planets are little me's inside of you. So everybody understands this, and I want you to do this and go into your mind and see if this is true. There's one you that wants to fight in you. There's one you in you that just loves to be comfortable. There's a you inside of you that loves to be wise and teach. There's a you in you that's very critical. There's a you in you that shines. There's a you in you that thinks and talks. There's a you in you that does these different things and has these different patterns, right? Every single thing that I just mentioned is associated with the planet. What are planets? It's the little me's inside of you. The first fundamental is planets. Planets tell you and are representative of all the aspects of you. That's all. It is the you, and it's the U's, the little U's inside of the big U. That's what they are. Okay, houses. These little U's are going to behave differently in different places. And this is just going over table of contents. the little you is going to behave differently in different places. So to give you an example, there's a you inside of you that is motherly and nurturing. Well, that motherly, nurturing person in you, when it's at work, is one way. That motherly, nurturing person in you is a completely different way when she's around her kids or it's around your kids or kids in general. Or it's very different than if that little you was with friends. They're all different. So the little you lives in a certain place. It has a certain domain inside of you, in your life, that it shows up more often there. It's predominantly there. That's inside of you. You will want to know what those are. If you know what those are, then you know which little yous come out more often in the different spots of your life. You can be more aware of that. Now, also, the little yous play different parts. So the little you that likes to fight, it could play a couple different parts. The parts are the signs. The little you that likes to fight can play a warrior role. It would probably be very good in that warrior role or a general role. It would be very good at that because the planet that likes to fight fits that character, that archetype. Now that same little one that likes to fight might not want to play the part of mother. It just might not, but it might be playing a role of mother. So you got to understand, these little me's are in, some of them are in comfortable positions, doing what they love to do, and other ones are not as comfortable and they got to learn. These are your learning lessons in this life. So if you have planets that are playing parts that it does not particularly like, it's a lot to learn in that area. That area, you will become more conscious of your activity and you'll become more appreciative of progress in that area. Now, on the flip side, if your planet is playing a role or this little me is playing a role it already likes, you're not going to really necessarily need to learn that much. So it's going to be a little bit easier for you. And you're going to shine there, but it may not fulfill you. See, that's science. Next, you got blessings and curses. So each planet has a relationship, a history with the other planets. The little yous inside of you have a history with the other little yous inside of you. Some of the relationship is bad blood. Some of the relationships are just harmonious. Okay, so some planets match together and some of the little yous don't match together. It's just like your friends group. You like some people and other people you like a little bit less and you don't necessarily care for them. Okay, but you like this group. It's just like that with the little yous. The angles they make to each other mean it shows the relationship they have to each other. Isn't it true that you and your best friend sometimes fight? Not necessarily fight with fists, but maybe y'all not seeing eye to eye in that second. Isn't it true that most of the time y'all get along? It's just like that with the blessings and curses. It shows you what seasons the little yous are in your relationships to each other. It even shows you the maturity level of the little yous inside of you. Think about that. Okay, next. Now that's important because you want to know what the most favorable and what the most challenging are so you can give more attention to it. Okay, so to give an example, know where to spend your time. Invest your time. If you can't give attention to everything evenly. One of the myths in creation is that you can create everything you want. No, you can't. You can create one thing at a time. So you can create one thing that you want. But you can't create everything you want, not at once. You can create it one at a time. If you split your time and attention up evenly amongst everything, you're going to be lopsided. Because you have challenges or problems that other people don't have. You need to address those problems. For instance, me. I learn in a very slow and thorough way, but I'm more creative and imaginative than I am memorization based. So when I was in school, I got labeled a way that suggested I wasn't smart, although that just wasn't what I do. I don't do that learning style. I was smart in other areas and intelligent in other areas. Okay. With that being said, You want to know what your angles are and what the little me's are and what parts they're playing. Are they playing parts that they're designed to? I wasn't playing a part I was designed to in school, so I looked like I was bad. But I may need to just move things around. This is the blessings and curses. Okay? Next, elements. How things are being done. So it's 4 approaches. That's the how. It's 4 approaches. It's a spiritual inspired approach. There is a intuitive, connected, sensitive feeling approach. There is a thoughtful, sharp, shrewd, accurate, data-driven approach. And there is a practical, boots on the ground, common sense approach. Every one of those approaches is a how. Now, your little me's are doing one of these. That right. Your little me's are doing one of these. You want to know which one yours is doing. So, for instance, the little me in me that likes to fight and win, it is what it's doing is it's thinking, it's using thought. The little fighter in me that likes to win uses thought to win. That's what it's doing. That's how it's doing it. That's because it's in Gemini, which is an air sign. It's a thinking sign because air is thought, which brings us, that's the elements. That brings us to our next modalities. What is it doing? It's either doing one of 3 things. It is either fixing something in place. It is either mutating, or it is starting, which is called cardinal. It's called cardinal. So, this is it. This is the table of contents, and all this is, as you can see, is really just you. Everybody's different because we're the same because we have all of these, but we're different because look how many combinations we can have. And that's why everybody's so different. So, I'm going to see you in the next module. We're going to go through these one by one.